Hey, Matt, we're
Yes.
here. It looks like we made it. It's season 3 of HTPT.
Zach, something's missing here today, I think.
Yeah, there's usually somebody standing right there. I don't know if it's Aaron Snyder.
Yeah, no Aaron Snyder today for the first time, I think, in HTPT history. So,
That's right. Season 3 premiere, our summer football kickoff special. It's Matthew Sparks. I'm Zack Klemme. Aaron Snyder's out chasing Pikachu or something like that, I guess.
Yeah, he must need a vacation for our boss here. So he could be out playing Pokemon somewhere. We don't know.
There you go. We're here at West Carter, site of where the Comets won a district championship last year for the first time in school history. We're going to talk to Coach Kevin Brown, getting ready to start his 21st year as West Carter football coach, and his son, senior quarterback Ethan Brown, here in a minute. Pretty excited about that.
Yeah, a lot of excitement going around here at West Carter, and rightfully so. And all the history they made. It's a much more important history than we're making today.
Indeed.
First district title, first home playoff game, first playoff win. Quite an atmosphere here last November, so there's a lot of excitement going around with West Carter this season.
Yeah, there's some other firsts they're hoping to accomplish as well, and we'll get into that in a minute when we talk to their coach. But first, we're going to start off with 3-point stance. We're going to look at some of the 3 big districts that we cover primarily as we get ready to start off football season and getting into the tab time and that kind of deal, but just kind of an early primary look at what's going on. We'll start with our 4A district. Of course, Johnson Central went all the way to the state finals last year. What do you expect out of that district this year, Matt?
I tell you, it's a year of transition, I think, for a lot of area teams. We look at Johnson Central. We'll need to have another quarterback, some new running backs. But when you got a guy like Jordan Blanton, I think Coach Jim Matney is not really too worried about his effort this season.
No question. Of course, 2 new coaches as well in that district: Scott Grizzle at Greenup County and Gene Peterson at Rowan County. Of course, you can't leave out Ashland as well. Of course, Tony Love, becoming a veteran now. He's been around for a little while, and of course was an assistant there before he was a head coach. Some questions as well for the Tomcats. They lose Quentin Baker to graduation. They lose Drew O'Brien to graduation. A lot of their line as well. And another one of the guys they're expecting to be a running back, Kirtland Brown, is not with the program any longer.
Yeah, Ashland is kind of missing some playmakers, I think, this year. They're going to be searching for maybe some new leadership on that team. I have Tate Dowdy, who played quarterback mostly last season. Noah Roberts is another guy that saw a lot of minutes on the field last season for them. You look at Greenup County, the cover's not bare for Scott Grizzle.
Right.
Chris Mullins departed for Dunbar last season. He's got some athletes on this team: Jake Wright, Parker Clark, Caden Warnick, who plays the defense as well. The knack on Greenup, couldn't really win a close game here the last few seasons. I think maybe you saw that in the last season.
Yes.
Went to Harrison County in the playoffs, pulled out a 2-point victory. So I think that the program was on the rise. Won 6 games last year. Another improvement. Still looking for that first winning season since 2002.
Yeah, and of course, like you said, they finished last season. Of course, they went down to Central and got beat the second round of the playoffs. But aside from that, they ended the season probably as well as you could have in terms of trying to lay down that foundation and keep going. Of course, East Carter and Boyd County looking to continue to make some progress, as well as they have Boyd County a decent start to last season, and then they kind of fell off a little bit. So they're looking to have some more consistency. East Carter is really Coach Tim Champlin had to start from the ground up there, but they've really begun. They made some strides, they felt like, last year. And of course, Rowan County had a decent season and went to Scott, played competitively in the first round of the playoffs there, got beat, and then had to replace a coach. So it remains to be seen certainly what Rowan County will have.
Rowan's got a new coach, so there's a new adjustment there as well. Rowan County's going to have to deal with the fact that they've lost 2,500 yards rushing last season. They had 3 great backs, quarterback Devin Helvey. They're really going to have to make some strides there in that department this season.
Okay, moving on to Class 3A District 6, won by these Comets last year. They emerged from a 3-way tie with Fleming County and Russell. Of course, you get into all that strength of victory, tiebreaker, and all that kind of mess. West Carter was on top when the dust settled there. What are they going to have to do to defend that?
It's going to be tough. Like I said, it's another adjustment period for West Carter. You lose a guy like Braden Brown, one of the best athletes maybe we've seen here in a while. One of our sportsmen of the year here this recently. I think Ethan Brown's up for the challenge, though. Just runs in the family, great athletes. Just a great football player. It's going to take a lot of work, though.
One of the things that the Brown family seems to have in spades is confidence without delving into arrogance, and so we'll of course dig into that a little while later. Of course, Russell was a little bit uncharacteristic season for them. They lost their district championship last year, and so certainly looking to make strides as well and get back atop there.
Well, when you talk Russell, you talk Nick Conley. Nick Conley may be in the conversation for All-Air Player of the Year, I think, early on. Got to think about Timmy Dalton, too, at Lawrence County, of course. Nick Collins is a dynamic running back. They're looking for a new quarterback there at Russell too. But they got Landon Brewer and Max Blackburn, Austin Brinkman, so they got a lot of guys coming back.
And of course, Fleming County had a great season last year, won at Russell, a huge win for that program and Coach Bill Spencer. They have a little bit to replace as well. TJ Miller, a very big player for them last year, departs. What else have they got?
They have Zach Alexander was a great tight end for them. Caught a touchdown pass in that Russell game. I was there. It was a complete downpour in that first half of that Fleming Russell game. Fleming played one of the best, probably the best game they may have played in school history, I think, that night. You can arguably say. Josh Crump is another one who played quarterback for them, a great player. So, I mean, I think they're going to be in the hunt, too, as well.
Of course, you got Lewis County, Bath County, Pendleton County, all also kind of fighting along in that district to see where things go there. Definitely, they all have kind of a lot of work to do to catch up with the stronger teams in the district, but a lot of them also were fairly young last year. We'll get some experience going forward. Now, looking at Class A, of course, Paintsville came just completely out of nowhere 2 years ago, beat Pikeville in the playoffs there, and then that really set the tone for Paintsville last year.
Paintsville, no Cash Daniel. He's going to be at Commonwealth Stadium this season. A big change for him. Paintsville, the cover not dry, the cover not bare there. A guy named Kent Phelps. If anybody saw him last season, a great athlete, great running back. Might play quarterback. We're just speculating here, of course. It's our opinion. He did play a little quarterback last year, especially in that game, the playoff game at Pikeville where Cash Daniel was injured. So we might see him under center for Paintsville.
Raceland, of course, made strides. Got absolutely waxed there in the district regular season finale against Paintsville. Came back 3 weeks later, gave them a game. Was right there, kind of a controversial ending to that game. But Raceland and Paintsville definitely gave each other all they wanted there in the playoff game. Of course, the Rams are ready to. They were kind of embarrassed there in that last regular season game against Paintsville, and certainly did something about it in the playoffs.
Raceland was a little uncharted territory last season. They had to start playoffs on the road. They lost both of their district games last season. I think they're going to be a little more motivated here in the offseason to change that this season.
I'd say so. And of course, you look at Fairview, a good year last year as well. They lose a whole lot of offense to graduation. Alex Roy, of course, heading to Marshall, and Antoine Washington also. Lindsey Wilson, I believe, and some other guys certainly that were important for them as well. What do they have to do to kind of stay in that mix there?
Well, I mean, you lose two playmakers like Alex Roy and Antoine Washington, it's really going to be tough. They got Jonathan Ruggles, a great running back, a very physical running back. Dylan Romine and Mason McIntyre plays both ways on offense and defense, can really make some plays there. So it's going to be an interesting district, I think.
No question. Well, you've heard enough from us for now. Let's talk to Kevin Brown.
Back here with West Carter coach Kevin Brown. Entering his 21st season at the helm of the Comets. Does it seem like it's been that long?
Well, to be honest with you, no. You know, it feels like it physically, but mentally and things, no time. When you're working with kids and working with people that you enjoy being around, the old saying, time flies, and it sure does. I started teaching in 1990, and by 1996, I was the head football coach here. So it's really flown by. We've had a lot of good times, a lot of rough times, but the time sure has flown.
Of course, you guys had a historic season last year, a lot of firsts. Looking back over the course of the off-season, spring ball, and now the first couple of weeks, how have they really built on that and kind of taken that and run with it?
Well, I think it's really helped us as far as the attitudes and the focus of the players and things. They know that if they work hard and do things the right way, then there's a possibility of great things happening. And us winning a district title last year and then winning our first home playoff game, and the atmosphere, not only just on our field but around our town and things, that really got everybody excited, and hopefully we can step right in and this year and continue that.
You got some new players in some new spots this season, but as you see the success of last year, it can kind of build their confidence.
Oh, absolutely. Just like with Ethan moving into quarterback, the last couple of years, he's played slot back and different things for us on offense, but always been in the backup quarterback role, and now he's ready to step in there and do his part. And then of course we have Peyton Brown and Shelton Coons and Richard McGlone. Those guys have all played a tremendous amount during the last couple of years. So, you know, they've been starters, they've been part-time players, and now it's their time. And, you know, so far here early in the year, they've really, you know, stepped up and provided leadership and you know, encouragement for the new guys that we have. And hopefully, you know, barring injuries and things, they'll be in a great position to make another run.
One of the things, of course, last year, one of your all's defining characteristics was speed. Of course,
Yeah.
you got a region champion sprinter as your
Yeah.
quarterback, and playing in the backfield there as well. And you've got a lot of guys back that you feel like that's still one of your strengths.
Well, you know, the old adage goes, you know, you really can't coach speed, and you can do a lot with it, but you can't. You can make them a little faster and doing things in the weight room and on track. But speed, and you know, we still feel like that we're going to be pretty fast, not only at quarterback, but other positions as well with our running backs and our receivers. Now, you know, when you lose somebody like Braden, who is a legitimate 4.5,
Yeah.
no matter when he runs the 40, it's going to be a 4.5. You know, that's a big deal in high school football. To me, it would be a big deal at any level. And then Zach Walker out on the outside, who you could basically throw it up to and say, go get it. That makes a big difference. But with the guys we have, with Ethan, you know, I say Braden runs 4.5, Ethan runs 4.6. You know, so that's you know, not a whole lot of difference there, but it is a difference. And then, you know, out at receiver and things, we have you know, guys that are not quite as fast as Zach, but they can still move. And I think where we'll definitely see the improvement speed-wise will be on defense.
We'll talk about Ethan a little bit. We're going to talk to him later here on the show. But, you know, as he prepares for this new role, what have you seen for him here during the offseason?
Well, you know, a lot more, you know, leadership. You know, he's always been a good little leader and things like that, but a whole lot more lighthearted leader. And, you know, now I think he feels the urgency. You know, it's his senior year. The expectations are high. And, you know, a lot of kids, you know, they can't really handle that. But with Ethan, you know, he started quarterback against Mason County as a freshman due to injury and things, and at Paintsville when we went down there when they had pretty good teams. So, you know, he understands that role, and he's kind of you know stepped up to be more of a I hate to say serious leader, but a more focused leader.
Of course, you guys part of a three-way tie atop the district
Yeah.
last year, a very, very strong district parity-wise. Fleming and Russell and you guys all there at the top in 3A District 6. You guys won it, of course, there on the strength of victory tiebreaker. Looking at next year, going into this year, what's it going to be like to kind of try to defend that?
Well, you know, that's as you all well know, our district's probably one of the toughest in the state from you know, top to bottom. And you know, of course, you got to rank Russell first. You know, we've never beat Russell. That's got to be a goal in any season. But you know, it's a hard thing to do because of their tradition and the great job Coach Maynard and those guys do. And you know, I felt like last year we had a great shot at it and we let that slip away. Not that Russell was bad or anything like that. We just we did not take care of our business, and we had to wait on other people to do so. But Fleming's going to be much improved. I feel like, and looking at them, I'm sure Bath County, Pendleton County, I really don't know because, you know, I'm not in that area too much. Lewis County, and then of course with us, and you know, it'll just be a matter of once again, you know, I think we were better set up last year to handle like injuries and things like that. We could have moved on, which I'm thankful we didn't have them for the first time in 20 years. But you know, this year, you know, a lot of what we'll do will depend on, you know, who's healthy. If we're healthy, I feel like we can contend for a home playoff game and be in the mix. And that's not to be, you know, to try to sound arrogant because you've won one or not, but that's the expectation. And, you know, our expectations are to finish top 2 in the district and have another home playoff game.
Coach, talking about on offense, you're going to have some adjustments there on offense. How much are you going to rely on your defense, especially early on?
Well, you know, early on, you know, our defense is probably going to make a more of an impact than normally would, you know, with us. It's going to take a lot of timing and things on offense to get all that worked out. But defensively, you know, of course, losing William Jordan and Caden Stevens up front, and then you lose Braden out at corner and things, you know, that's adjustments we're going to have to make. But we have people there to do that have played a lot. Yeah, you know, 8 out of our 9 victories last year, you know, those guys only played till halftime. So we was moving people in to try to get them ready for that. And the thing that I've seen, maybe not as strong, but as fast right now. So we're going to definitely, hopefully, see an impact there.
All right, West Carter coach Kevin Brown. All right, we're back here at West Carter High School with Comets senior quarterback and rover Ethan Brown. Ethan, now you guys obviously had a lot of success last year as a team, the most in school history. What's it been like to build off of that going into this year?
Well, everybody seems to be excited more about this year. That everybody seems to be more focused, and they have that drive to want to be as good as last year and continue that legacy almost that we started.
Yeah, no doubt.
Well, you made a lot of school history last season. You know, first district title, first home playoff game. Kind of take us back to that November 6th game with Sheldon Clark. Describe what the sights and sounds were here on Michael Bugginshield Field.
Well, we started a little thing, we called it Feel the Hill, and that's the hill right beside our like press box area, and that was just packed with students and people of all ages, and everybody just seemed to really be into the game, you know. And it was loud. You couldn't hardly felt like a college game or something.
I can imagine that.
There was parking all the way everywhere.
Yeah, no doubt. Of course, one of the names that you see a lot of at West Carter is Brown, going all back years and years and years. Of course, your dad's been here 21 years coaching. What's it like to play with, you know, guys like Braden Brown, Peyton Brown? Braden, of course, graduated now. Peyton's still here. Your dad coaches, your uncle's the offensive coordinator. What's it like, kind of that family atmosphere you guys have going on?
Well, it feels like it's a lot just on the plate, you know. Like you got everything you got to live up to, I guess. So that makes me personally strive harder to be a better player because I know they're good and I want to keep that up.
Yeah, no doubt.
Well, you know, for a few years you watched your cousin play quarterback here at this school. What have you learned from him, watching him over the years, and what you will take with you on the field this season?
Be ready for anything. Like this year, I believe we were playing Powell County, and a snap went completely over his head. It was on F dive, and Braden just turned around, and one of our corners ran down the field, and he launched it to him, and we scored a touchdown on it. Dad was tore up. He was like, "What play did you just call?" He said that was an F dive, and we had scored on almost like a throwback. So that was fun. So I've learned you just got to roll with it. See how things work out.
Yeah. Now, Ethan, I know off the field you're a pretty accomplished guitar player. I actually saw you play in a wedding one time. When did you kind of pick that up, and do you have any future plans for that, or is it just kind of something you do to relax, or what's that like?
Well, it does definitely calm my nerves. Like, I mean, I get so not too nervous, but it does relax me. But I like singing in front of people, and I mean, of course, everybody'd like to do that if you do that kind of thing as a job, because it wouldn't really feel like working, you know.
Right.
But I started that about 8th grade and just taught myself.
Very cool.
All right, Ethan. Well, appreciate your time and good luck with this season.
All right, thank y'all.
Appreciate it. All right, we're back. I'm going to close out the show. We want to talk about one of our segments, our features that we do every year for our football practice, Hot Reads. People seem like I think they enjoy that. We feature every team in our coverage area, at least one story. Of course, we got our 44th annual football preview.
That's right.
I think people are really looking forward to that as well. That's coming out. Season premiere of this show, probably around the first game of the season.
Yeah, look for us week 0.
Yeah, we're going to film some promos, some commercials. We're going to try to challenge Inter Sports Center here on this show. We got some things planned, so we want to make sure you look for that. DailyIndependent.com or our Facebook page.
No doubt. Is that about all we have to say today?
I think so. I think we did okay without Aaron. I think we didn't run the show into the ground. I think we'll be on for our season 3.
Yeah, that sounds good. Looking forward to it. We'll be stepping apart a little bit, and he'll be right here in the middle of things where he likes to be, I guess, where we get back.
HTP, sponsored by Fannin Automotive Family, for Zack Klemme and Aaron Snyder, who's parts unknown. I'm Matthew Sparks. We'll see you next time.